Hello and welcome to the final installment of this ridiculous book windfall that I came across recently. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I purchased over 200 vintage and modern science fiction and fantasy books recently, and I have done 4 other hauls for this giant book haul, and all of those were science fiction. And out of every science fiction box, I pulled and set aside all of the fantasy books. You can see here it is a bit over this box because, you know, the fantasy out of 4 boxes. And so now I'm going to show that to you now. It's not just fantasy, there's also some horror as well. And if you hear some lightning in the background, I promise I don't have a soundboard. It's literally raining and storming outside. So, you know, fits the mood. So this book haul, just like all of the other book hauls, I'm actually doing a whatnot show for these, or at least the ones that I don't expressly say I'm going to keep for myself. And that will be on September 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course I will link that down below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the haul. Also, if you see a little tail in here or hear some sniffles and sneezes, I have to take my cat to the vet on Monday because she has a cold. She's very cute and she's being very needy because she doesn't feel good. And, you know, when I don't feel good, I also want cuddles and to be by my person. So fair is fair. So let's go ahead and get started. So classic, we have The Sword of Shannara. This is actually I think the first book of one of the quartets. The Shannara series is Terry Brooks' most well-known series. And yeah, here we have a nice mass market paperback. Let's see, this one was published in 1993. Patricia Briggs, Wolf's Bane. I think this is a follow-up book. So let's see here. This is, yep, the sequel to Masques or Masks. It says first time in print. It's got a nice little map inside. This is an ace. I love that. Yeah, so this is part of the Alpha and Omega novels. Seems that way. This is the first print from 2010, so that's cool. We have George R.R. Martin's A Storm of Swords. I think this is the 3rd book in the Game of Thrones series, or Song of Ice, Wind, and Fire, whatever you want to call it. I think everybody just calls it Game of Thrones because that's what it's most fun. It's, yep, A Song of Ice and Fire. Look at that. The 3rd book, and this is one of the more recent prints. I don't think this man is ever going to finish that series. He's made enough money. He's like, do I really need to work anymore? No. Okay. I did try to organize some of these as I was pulling them out of the science fiction boxes. So some of them are together like they're supposed to be. So this is Philip Pullman, his Dark Materials. This is book 1 and book 2, which is fabulous. They have the peekaboo cover, so it's got a hole in there and peekaboo, there's a drawing inside. Let's see, this is a Laurel Leaf book, and this is from 1995. So 1 and 2 here. This is Amber Spyglass and the Golden Compass. So I will be selling these together. All of the paperbacks will start at $2, and so because this is a set, I'll just put it as $4 because, you know, 2 a piece. Okay, this is Eric Van Lustbader, Shallows of Night. This is the 2nd in the Sunset Warrior trilogy. This looks like an older book. This is a Berkeley fantasy, it looks like. It doesn't have a barcode, so how old is this book? This is from 1980. Still doesn't have a barcode. That's interesting. Never heard of that. So we got that. Oh. Okay. Oh, so we got another Magnum. All right. So I didn't realize that Magnum Printed Books was a publisher of books. This is Erewhon by Samuel Butler. This is actually a Victorian novel. I think I'm going to keep this one because I really enjoyed H.G. Wells's writing, and Samuel Butler is also considered a good Victorian novelist, so I think I'm actually going to hold on to this until I read it because I have never seen this in print before, and this is a vintage copy, which is great. Probably from the 70s. Nope, 1968. So I will keep this to read myself and then let it move on to a new home when I'm done. Oh, and I'm also going to keep this one. This is The Summer Tree by Guy Gavriel Kay. I watched the Library Ladders video on this about how he feels like this is the best fantasy writer, although I did also see that Matt did not like this book, so we will find out together. I found the fourth book in the series in hardcover when I was with Matt in California, so I don't know. Since we're 1992, I will keep this one because I've been looking for the first book in this so I could actually like start the series and to see if which one of the two is correct in their opinion of the series. We have some Terry Goodkin in here. This is a lot of Terry Goodkin in here. Hold on. So we have Faith of the Fallen in this cover with some statuesque naked people. Which one is this? The Faith of the Fallen is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. The sixth book in the series. This is from 2001, a first print from 2001 from Tor. My partner has read all of these books and has them all, but I've never done so, which is kind of wild considering this is considered a well-known fantasy novel. And then I also have Chainfire and Phantom in the same printing style. These are also Tor's. I think these are newer though. This is the first print from 2005. So they changed it. Oh, I hate that. I hate it when they change like the stylization of the book like halfway through the series. Okay, so Phantom. Let's see here. And this is from 2007. So these two match. There's those though. These ones I will let them move on to new home because if I wanted to read them, I could just borrow my partner's copy. This is a oh, I have a couple Robert Jordans too. Okay, so another series that he's read and I've not. This is The Dragon Reborn from Robert Jordan. The Wheel of Time recently came out as an Amazon series. I don't know if they're going to renew it, but who knows when we're going to get scripted content again with the writer's strike and the actor's strike going on right now. This is book 3. This is another Tor fantasy, and let's see here. This is a first print from 1992. That's pretty great. It's a great cover. It's got a great spine decoration as well. I really like that. And then we have Winter's Heart, which is 9. So I got book 3 and book 9. Robert Jordan. Oh, this one's got a pretty full-length map inside. I'm guessing that's kind of normal. This also has a little bit of, looks like somebody was drinking coffee while they were reading this book. This is a first print from 2002. So there's that. I don't know, when did Robert Jordan pass? Is the 11th book the last one he wrote solo and then Sanderson helped finish the rest of the series? I think that's correct. Oh, okay, so we have a horror novel, it looks like, from Ken Stanley Robinson. I didn't know he wrote horror. It says science fiction, but that looks like a vampire to me. It says science fiction on this. Yeah, it kinda, I'm gonna go with this is horror fantasy. We're gonna include it in here. So Kim Stanley Robinson, A Short Sharp Shock. And it's a first print from 1996. That's cool. Oh, we have a hardcover. Shadowmancer by G.P. Taylor in a very pretty gold font here. This is a Putnam. I've never heard of this individual. Oh, the jacket's on upside down and backwards. I opened the book and I was like, that's not correct. Is it the correct book? Because sometimes, okay, it's the correct book. It's still Shadowmancer, but the dust jacket was on backwards. That's fun. Let's see here. All right, so this is from 2003. So here's that one. Richard K. Morgan, The Steel Remains, a trade paperback. This is from Del Rey and Ballantine. Apparently this individual won the Arthur C. Clarke Award for a different book, which I guess is great for them. From 2010. The Steel Remains, never heard of that. We got another vampire book. This is Jean Calogridis, Covenant with the Vampires, another hardcover. The Diaries of the Family Dracul. What is this from? 1994. That's neat. Where do I want to go? Okay, so we're going to do another horror book. This is Peter Straub. I think I have a few of Peter Straub that I did not put together like I said I was going to. Oh, and there's another Terry Goodkin. Okay, I did not do a good job about putting things where they're supposed to go. Mrs. God by Peter Straub. This is brand new. Uncracked spine. Completely crispy corners. Let's see here. This is a first print from this is a first print from 2012. So that's great. We got a little bit of horror in there. I'm keeping this one. This is The Zanzibar Cat by Joanna Russ. I didn't know she wrote fantasy. That's exciting. In Joanna Russ's Zanzibar, you'll meet a society of women who do not need men, a lovely but heartless vampire, a female adventurer named Emile, and you'll meet romance and intrigue and danger. You will not return the same. Okay, well, that's mine. That's amazing. We got another Enid Banks, and this is a fantasy novel, it looks like, for Enid Banks. This is Inversions. At least it looks like fantasy. Editing Bob here before you all start typing in the comments that I'm wrong. I got it already, thank you. This is actually part of the Culture series, Enid Banks' big science fiction series. I did some looking up and found out that it was supposed to be a culture novel that wasn't. It's on a planet, but it's still the Middle Ages, so I feel like you guys can give me a pass here where it looks like fantasy, even though it is science fiction. So again, we're just gonna have a little sprinkle of science fiction in this fantasy show because there seems to be a lot of genre overlap here. So back to regular me. All right, we're gonna do just like we did with the science fiction. Sometimes there's just gonna be fantasy in there, and I guess there's gonna be, it says pocketbook science fiction, but everything on the back and the way that it looks as fantasy. So here's an Enid Banks that may or may not be science fiction. We're gonna go ahead and do the Terry Goodkin. This is Naked Empire, so part of that big other quartet that I just showed you. Which one is this one? Naked Empire is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the 8th book. So it's this one, and then Chain Fire, and then Phantom. This is the first print from 2004. So none of these match. That may or may not be a good thing in my favor, but I will put all of the books together that are supposed to go together. I should probably organize this better while I'm doing this. Briggs, Brooks, Banks, Jordan, everything else. Okay. Paul Park. I have a few Paul Parks in here. Paul Park, the White Tiger. He has a thing for these lithe, dark-haired, dark-eyed beauties, it seems. This looks like a Tor fantasy novel. First print from 2008. And then we have a Princess of Romania that looks like it has some marker blacked out down there for some reason. And it's blacked out there too, so is that a style choice or was there a marker there? I have no idea. This has several book stamps in it, which is interesting. And it's a first print from 2006, A Princess of Romania, another Tor book. And then the next Paul Park is The Hidden World, again, dark-haired, dark-eyed beauty. Are these all from the same world? Is this all in the same world? Who knows? The Hidden World by Paul Park, another first print. This is from 2009. Hello, Editing Bob here. The reason why Paul Park seems to have a thing for dark-haired, dark-eyed beauties is because all these books go together. I actually looked it up while I was doing the listing, and the reason why there is a similar lady on all the covers is because all 4 books are part of a quartet. So it's all about the same princess, which is why she looks the same. But I didn't know that. Now I do. And now you do too. So please just forgive my musings as I get to the rest of the books later on in this video. Okay? Okay. The lady is this, I don't know if it's just, that's his heroine or his preference for ladies. I like how it's lady, lady, tiger. They're all those. What's this one? Great Work of Time by John Crowley. Oh, nice. Is this fantasy? Winner of the 1990 World Fantasy Award. Beautiful cover, absolutely gorgeous cover. That's exciting. It has a book stamp inside. It's a first print from 1991. Another one for the keep pile. That's exciting. Oh, I see another one for the keep pile, but we'll keep going. I don't know where the thing cut out. Okay. So we have J. Gregory Keyes and Newton's Canon, Book 1 of the Age of Reason. That's cool. Okay, this is a Del Rey paperback, and it's a first print from 1999. Newton looks very intense in this picture. See how that goes. We got Streams of Silver. This is book 2 in the Icewind Dale trilogy. I have Baldur's Gate 1 that I never beat because my computer crashed when I had been playing for 12 hours one day. And that was before autosave existed, and my computer crashed, I think probably, and I was like probably the 4th fight before I got to the end of the game, and I'd been playing for 12 hours straight and hadn't saved it, and my computer crashed, and I never went back to it. I have Icewind Dale, I have Baldur's Gate 3. I just have this innate feeling like I have to finish the first one before I can play the other ones, but I don't think I'm going to be able to keep myself from playing Baldur's Gate 3 because it's so much different than the other two. But we'll see. So Streams of Silver, this is the second book in the Icewind Dale trilogy. This is from year 2000 from Wizards of the Coast. And let's see, we have Chimera, or Chimera, I guess however you want to say that, by John Barth. This is a Fawcett Crest book. Looks very like late 60s, early 70s. Doesn't have a barcode, so that's a good look. 1973. Not heard of that. And then the second book of Fawred and the Mouser. The Mouser and the Gray Mouse. It says Mouser. It says M-O-U-S-E-R. Mouser. So Fritz Lieber, Swords Against Us. So I'm going to actually have the second book. So I had 2 through 5, but I didn't have the first book in the series. But this one says fantasy. The other 3 said science fiction. So whatever. I'm still salty about that. Oh, this is pretty. How do I read this? Is that a V? Sometimes this font gets too stylistic and you can't read it. I thought it said unicorn there, but it's not. It's Veracodium Knights, I think. The cover's really pretty. The cover's very pretty. But there's that. This is from M. John Harrison. And this is from 1983. That's neat. I've never heard of that person before. We have a couple of Glenn Cooks. So this is The White Rose, The Final Battle Comes. So I'm guessing a novel of the Black Company. So this is some kind of series. I've never heard of this before. The Black Company. Oh, there's a lot of books in this. Bless you, baby girl. 1985. Not heard of that. And then we have The Black Company. Oh wait, so I got the first book in the series, did I? Glenn Cook, The Black Company. This is a nice floppy Tor fantasy. Wow, this feels nice. I like the floppy bits. That's what she said. Okay, this is from 1984. This is a 1984 first edition. The Black Company, the first print. So yeah, this is the first one. So I got the first one and then one of the last books. That's weird. Oh, we have another John Harrison. We have the same book. No, we don't have the same book. Okay, so this is Verconium Knights, and then this is Verconium. But this is a big old trade paper. It's got my favorite thing where it's got the book flap and the deckled edges. I love these. If I'm gonna have a paperback, I want it to be this kind. I think this is the entire series. Because it looks like it says in here, it says The Pastel City, copyright 1971, A Storm of Wings, copyright 1980, Verconium 1982, and Verconium Knights 1985. So I'm guessing this is the entire Viconium series. This is like an omnibus, but I have both of those. They will both go up for sale. All right, we're gonna go ahead and grab this because I'm gonna keep this one. This is Samuel R. Delaney's Neverona, and I have said I'm going to keep everything Samuel R. Delaney that I come across until I read all of his stuff, because he has been both the best and one of the worst authors I have read. I feel like that's kind of a normal thing for Delaney, opinion for Delaney. This is from 1996, so I will keep that one. And this is actually going to be a Lackey that I am not going to keep. This is Foundation, and the reason I'm not keeping it is because I already have this. This is a hardcover. Mercedes Lackey is one of my favorite fantasy authors. I do have a tattoo. That would be the sword here from her. This is from 2008, so this one will go up for sale. Okay, so we have Fantasy Masterworks. I did not know, I've only ever heard of SF Masterworks. I did not know there was also Fantasy Masterworks. This is number 32, The Broken Sword by Paul Anderson. Pretty decent cover. Also by Paul Anderson. Holy mother. I don't know, this like, it's literally 2 whole pages of just double columned of how many books this man has written. That's crazy. This is from 2002. This is a Great Britain edition because the Masterworks apparently all come from Great Britain. And oh look, I have more Robert Jordan in here. Let's see if I can pull these. Ah! We have some, these are called premium mass market editions, which just means that they're taller than the regular mass market. So if you look at this, you have mass market, and then you have the premium mass market, which is like anywhere from a centimeter to an inch taller than the regular mass market, but it's still considered a mass market. These are the more modern printings. They have the soon to be a Prime Video original. This is book 8 and book 10. This is The Path of Daggers by Robert Jordan, and this is The Crossroads of Twilight by Robert Jordan. This is 10, this is 9, or this is 8, and then this is 9, and this is 3. So that is quite the random number collection there. Oh, he got David Drake. Wait, he writes fantasy? It's still a Bane book. I see so much David Drake everywhere I go. This is Bane by David Drake, The Dragon Lord. It's got the paperbacks ink in there. This is first Bane printing from 1998. That's funny to me. Oh, what else is in here? Oh! No way! Oh, lovely. Okay, so we got Little Big by John Crowley. There was a lot of John Crowley in here. Wait, is that printed, or did he sign? I don't know if he signed this or not, or if that's printed on there. It's got a signature in here, but I don't know if he did that himself or if that's just a print. What does the other one have inside of it? Let's find out. Let me see if it's got his picture in here or not. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's printed in there or not. I guess if you have this edition, let me know if you like, if that's a printed in there thing or not. But I'm going to keep this as well. This is from 1990. Apparently I'm just going to keep a bunch. I've decided to come into a handful of things that I'm going to keep. This is The Winds 12 Quarters by Ursula K. Le Guin. Beautiful cover. It's got a cat on the front. This kind of matches the trilogy I got, the Earthsea trilogy that I got. It matches that beautifully. Absolutely gorgeous cover. This is from 1976. I'm gonna keep that one. That's amazing. Happy about that. What's this? Mother Ocean, Daughter Seas by Diana Marcellus. A Tor fantasy. Book 1 of The Witch of Two Sons. This kind of looks like something I would want to read. I've already kept a lot though. This is a first mass market from 2002. We love the lady front. Oh, we got Fantasy by Cage Baker. I picked up a lot of her science fiction as well. So that's interesting that she also wrote fantasy. This is The Anvil of the World. It's a first print from 2004. Tor fantasy. That's fabulous. What else we got in here? Okay, so here's all the Christopher Moore that I hinted at in one of my last ones. This is Christopher Moore, A Dirty Job. And this is the trade paperback edition. I think I have this one from 2007. I think I have one of these. This is also Bite Me, a Love Story by Christopher Moore. This is a hardcover. I don't know which ones of these I have. I think I have this one. But if I don't have this one in hardcover, I'm going to keep this one. Just because of the fact I do believe I've read this one. Or maybe I read Lamb. I think I read Lamb. I have Lamb and a leatherbound edition. I think it's Lamb the one I have. Well, if I don't have the Bite Me one, I'm keeping this one for my own collection, and then I'm going to sell this one. So A Dirty Job is gonna go, but the Bite Me is gonna stay with me. We have a Stephen R. Donaldson. This is The Runes of Earth, The Last Chronicles of Thomas of Covenant. Is this like an omnibus, or is just the last book? Like the last book? Because I think there are a couple of them. This might be the last book. Maybe the last book. I don't know. This is a first print from 2005. So there's that big old floppy trade paperback. And the ones that I hinted at, I still have a whole thick boy. This video is going to be too long. Jeez. All right. And we have some Thomas Dish. Wow. So this is Thomas Dish, The Priest, a Gothic Romance. So this is the third book in Thomas M. Dish's Supernatural Minnesota series. Is this the same Dish that everybody gets excited about? This is First University of Minnesota Press from 2010. This is in like brand new condition. Wow. Okay. So we have The Priest, and then The MD, a horror story with the toe tag there. This is also Thomas. So this is number 2. So I got 3 and 2. So I'm guessing this is the second book in the Minnesota series. That's interesting. So the first one is The Businessman, A Tale of Terror. And then The MD, a horror story, The Priest, a Gothic Romance, and 4 is The Sub, a Study in Witchcraft. This is a first print from 2010, so these will go up for sale because I'm not really into reading horror, but there are those. That's cool. We got another hardcover here. This is David and Leah Eddings, The Treasured One, Book 2 of The Dreamers, hardcover edition. Let's see here, this is a first print from 2004. There's quite a mess in front of me right now. Oh, this looks sexy. This is The Magus by John Fowles, and the lady there is naked, and they have just a nice little lighting effect so you cannot see anything. This does not have a barcode. It has a bright seafoam green text block. What year is this from? 1981. There is that. Never heard of that before. And, ooh, okay, so Tad Williams. I have the entire series here. This is Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. So I have the Dragonbone Chair, the Stone of Farewell, and 2 Green Angel Tower. I have such a hard time saying that phrase, but this part 1 and part 2. So I have the entire thing for Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. So the whole thing. So this will go up for $8 because it's $2 a book, but the whole thing is there. And we have, I think all of these are DAWs. Yes, so all of these are DAWs. Again, another one where they decided to change halfway through. But I have them. There's a little bit of, it looks like foxing on the bottom of this one. Of the angel. Oh God, I hate this. 2 Green Angel Tower. So the whole thing's gonna go up. Also, if y'all are still here, thank you so much. And thank you so much for any of you who have watched like the entirety of all of these book hauls. Y'all are crazy and it's appreciated. Okay, here's some more Peter Straub. Oh, I promised the good stuff's at the bottom. I'm sorry, the good stuff's at the bottom. All right, another Peter Straub. This is The Hellfire Club. Valentine horror. This is first print from 1997. Where is the other Straub? I know that I have another one. Oh well, I will start another pile, even though I swear to biscuits I have one of these. And then another one, this is Houses Without Doors. Very shiny print. It basically is just lettering. Houses Without Doors. This is the first print from 1991. Very boring cover. They just decided, well, the cover is boring because it's just letters, so we're just going to make it very, very shiny, and that should make up for it, right? Absolutely. Okay. I would keep this, except I already have a copy. This one is technically better, but I am going to sell the better one. This is William Goldman's The Princess Bride, but it's the movie tie-in Princess Bride edition with Carrie Elwes looking absolutely fine AF. Oh my god. What is this? It's got a little... I don't know if mine has this. It's got a little map fold out. Oh my god. Oh no. I don't think mine has that. I think mine has that torn out. Oh, well, I'll let you guys have it, but... 1987. Mine does not have this. Oh, it's so cool. Sorry. This is like one of my top 5 movies of all time is The Princess Bride. It is one of my comfort movies. So this would go up for sale. God, I love that. And then this is Abraham Lincoln's Vampire Hunter. I actually really liked the movie. And I have both. I think I have the follow-up to this one in hardcover. But I don't think I've actually read this one. But I will go ahead and put this up for sale. And if it doesn't sell, then I'll keep it. Yeah, oh, there we go. Here's some more Peter Straub. I know I had more Peter Straub. So this is The Night Room by Peter Straub. Again, very shiny cover. Has an uncracked spine. This has a 20% off coupons for linens and things inside that expired in 2005. This one is a first print from 2004. That is very funny to me. Where do you go? Where are the rest of you? I literally just put you somewhere. Oh, right in front of me. All right. Then we have Glenn Cook, another Glenn Cook. This is the second Chronicle of the Black Company, so that's good. We have the first one and the second one. Shadows Linger. This is a tour fantasy. So that makes me happy that I at least got the first two. So this is 1984. Fabulous. Oh, what's this? This is pretty. The Copper Crown by Patricia Kinnelly. The first novel of the Keltad. I probably pronounced that terribly. This is a rock fantasy. I really like this. It's got the nice horizontal lettering on the spine, which I love. It's got a nice big yellow text block. This is from 1986. I will let this go. I've already kept quite a bit from this, so I will let that go. We have a T.A. Barron. This looks brand new. This is book 4 of the Lost Years of Merlin. This is Ace Fantasy. The Mirror of Merlin. Again, this looks brand new. This is Ace floppy, nice floppy copy. And that rhymes. It's a first print from this is a first print from 2001. And let's see here. We have Christopher Rowley, The Wizard and the Floating City, with a very ridiculous looking cover here. I love that. This is another rock fantasy. First print from 1996. I'm going to do those last. All right, we have another Paul Park. So I did not do a great job about putting these all together. Again, we got the lovely raven-haired lady with dark eyes and Eastern European features. The Tourmaline by Paul Park, another fantasy, again with like 50 bajillion book stamps in the middle of it. First print from 2007, so quite the Paul Park section. This one does have tape along the spine. There were a few of them that were like that. I'm going to do the best ones for last to make you guys hang out here. And to go with The Princess Bride, we have Willow, a novel by Waylon Drew with a very young Warwick Davis there. You know, he was a teenager when he did this movie. So crazy. And it's got beautiful, beautiful pictures inside from the movie. Oh, I love this. He's so precious. Do not watch, okay, I would recommend, if you have Disney Plus, not to watch the TV show unless you have a bunch of Gen Z kids at home. Because they're definitely catering really hard to Gen Z, and they were using like modern music in there, and it's stupidly angsty. Like it feels like it should be on the CW instead of on Disney Plus. And there's one whole episode where it's so dark you can't see anything, even with like the lights off. It was like a whole episode where you could barely see anything, and like it feels like they had filmed probably like a day's worth of footage and they just cut in random places. It's just a terrible episode, but do not recommend the series. Love the original 80s movie, but yeah, Willow. Love the movie. I have the book, so this will just go after The Princess Bride. And then we have another Peter Straub, A Dark Matter, a novel. Let's see here. You Are a Anchor paperback, mass market. And You Are a first print from 2010. So quite a few of the Peter Straub books. And then saving the best for last, we have a bunch of silverbacks of the Michael Moorcock Elric series. I'm not keeping these, I am selling them. I am going to sell them individually. So we have Michael Moorcock, The Weird of the White Wolf. This is book 3 of the Elric saga. And this is an ace fantasy. And this is the first print from 1988. Does have the one piece of tape at the bottom and the book stamp inside. And then we have The Vanishing Tower, book 4 of the Elric saga, another ace with the tape at the bottom. Another Paperbacks ink stamp inside, and this is a second print from 1987. Book 5, The Bane of the Black Sword by Michael Moorcock. Again with the tape at the bottom. This is a first print from 1987. Then we have book 6, Stormbringer of the Elric saga from Michael Moorcock. Again, got the stamp inside, and first print from 1987. And the last book for this whole thing, we have Michael Moorcock's Elric at the End of Time, the 7th book of Elric series. Again, has a stamp inside, and this is first DAW print from 1985. So they kind of all match. We have all aces except for this last one, which is a DAW, but they are all silver, so they kind of match. But those will all go up as well. So that is everything. Again, I don't know if the Bite Me's staying with me, but this is everything I'm keeping. A lot of listing I've got to do. Again, as always, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate those of you that have decided to stick with me through all of these hauls and have showed up for my auctions. This has been really fun. It's been really great to learn a lot of new authors, a lot of new books, and just have a lot more books in my collections and filling holes there. I will like to say that I did end up going back to the same place that I bought all of these books from, because there were so many books, and because of the fact I do think it was a bookstore that had gone out of business, I went back and I bought a whole bunch more books, and I was right. So I do have next week we will be doing another science fiction haul for the bits that I found that I had missed the first time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and maybe tomorrow on Tuesday, when this auction is again at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Whatnot, there'll be a link and a pinned comment down below. And until then, bye! Bye.